Is waterproof eye makeup safe for your eyes? If you're interested in finding out, keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Rupa, board certified ophthalmologist and lover of all things beauty. And on this channel, we talk about eye makeup health, eye surgery, and a little bit about my life here in Hawaii. So if any of that interests you, please hit that subscribe button so you can follow along. All right, waterproof eye makeup. I have gotten this question like a bazillion times through Instagram stories and just emails. You guys are reaching out and you want to know if waterproof makeup is dangerous for your eyes. And I understand where this came from, and we're going to talk about that. So first, waterproof makeup, just as the name implies, is something that doesn't dissolve in water. I know. But that's important because your tear film is full of water. So it means that the makeup doesn't dissolve in your tears, which is why it sticks around longer. People love it for these like really humid days like we've got right now, for when they're swimming. I'm in Hawaii, as you guys know. So when you're swimming in the pool in the ocean, sometimes mascara is just, it looks so good. So I understand why people reach for it. That being said, what it means is when you're using a waterproof eye makeup product, it means that the makeup particles are not getting broken down in the tear film. So they can actually block very important structures because they can kind of clog things up because it's not melting away the way a non-waterproof eye product would. So what can happen is the makeup, there's actually been a write-up in one of our main journals in ophthalmology where a woman had waterproof eye makeup embedded underneath her eyelid. And that's a picture of it right there. So it's kind of a little bit scary looking. That's something you certainly don't want to happen. So that's going to cause a lot of eyelid irritation, a lot of eye irritation. You're gonna get redness, you're gonna get tearing, you're gonna get blurred vision, the feeling like there's something in the eye, inflammation of the eyelids. So that's one of the things that can happen with waterproof eye makeup, whether it's eyeliner or mascara, or even some of these waterproof eye shadows can do the same thing. The other thing is, especially for these eyeliners and mascaras, usually where you're applying it is right there, right around the eyelid margin. The eyelid margin is the area of your eyelid right where the lashes come out. So at that junction point, you have about 50 glands. They're called meibomian glands along the top lid and about 30 to 40 meibomian glands along the bottom lid. And what they do is they make the oil for your tears so that your tears don't evaporate so quickly. So it's really important at making sure that you don't have dry eyes. You've got to have really healthy meibomian glands to have a good tear film. And there's 3 layers of your tear film. There's mucin, water, and then oil. So you got to have them in all 3 in the right proportions to have a healthy tear film. And having healthy tear film is really important for clear vision. People don't realize that if you have really bad dry eyes, it actually affects the clarity of your vision substantially. So what can happen is that the small particles of the waterproof eye makeup can clog these meibomian glands, and then they're not functioning as well. So as a consequence, then the moisture production is decreased and you start to experience symptoms of dry eyes. So you can get a bunch of different eye problems from wearing waterproof eye makeup. Now, these are not super common, but if you're experiencing any of this, you might want to take a look at your beauty regimen and see if you've got, if you're constantly wearing waterproof mascara, you might want to go ahead and discontinue if you have some of these eye conditions. So dry eyes, red eyes, styes, blurred vision, allergic conjunctivitis, blepharitis, which is inflammation of the eyelids, meibomitis, which is inflammation of those meibomian glands I talked about, and just in general, that irritation. So if you feel like you've got one of those things, or you've been told by your eye doctor you've got blepharitis, you should really look at your eye makeup regimen. And I think that's not addressed enough in the office because I think people are nervous to ask their eye doctors. Many of them are men, and they're just nervous to ask them about their eye makeup regimen. In fact, when I had taken over one of my husband's patients, I think he was in surgery, and I saw a patient of his who normally sees him, And then she kind of almost like whispered it, like, oh, I wanted to ask you about, this. And there's no reason to be ashamed about it. It's important because it's not talked about enough, and it can really influence the way that your eyes function, the way that your vision is clear. I mean, it's very, very important to know what you're putting in and around your eye. Now, a couple of the ingredients in waterproof eye makeup that lend it to be waterproof. One is PFAS. You might have heard about them. Those are the forever chemicals. I did a whole video on them. PFAS help makeup be more durable, more waterproof, more spreadable. So they're almost always in waterproof eyeliner and waterproof mascara. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether or not they're at levels that are dangerous to cause disruption in your fertility or hormonal, but you should just be aware that they're there and that anything you put around your eye can theoretically be systemically absorbed. They also can cause redness and irritation in and of themselves, whether or not you're worried about the fact that they might stick around forever. But usually at the concentrations they're at, they're not going to cause too much of a problem in terms of carcinogenesis or fertility. Now, the other thing that's in a lot of waterproof makeup is wax. And wax, though it seems very natural, can be really irritating for some people, so that's something to be mindful of as well. So here are my makeup tips. In general, I recommend that you use a mineral-based eye makeup. It's just going to be healthier for your eyes. I personally avoid waterproof eyeliner and mascara, even though I do swim and I'm in Hawaii and it's hot. But I use the Thrive mascara because it stays on even when I'm swimming and you need the hot water to remove it, but then it comes off very easily, and then I'm able to clean my lashes really, really well without extra traction. And that's one of the other things. Waterproof makeup usually requires a biphasic makeup remover, and it requires typically a lot more, you gotta really rub to get them off. That can cause signs of premature aging, that can cause lash loss, it can cause wrinkles, and even just dry skin. Some of the waterproof eye makeup removers have alcohol. There are some alcohol-free ones. I have a Sephora one that doesn't have any alcohol, but I can still tell that my eyes don't feel quite as good when I do need to use that versus my regular eye makeup removers. But for occasional use, of course, waterproof mascara and eyeliner are fine. These are just things that you need to watch out for in case you are considering using them daily. And if you start to have some of the symptoms that I talked about before, that's something you might want to talk about with your eye doctor. Just go ahead and discontinue. And then you also want to avoid tightlining or putting eye makeup in your waterline. Again, another video I did totally on that because it blocks those meibomian glands. It can cause dry eyes, and there's no way to remove the eye makeup from that really, really sensitive part of your eye. So I know there's a tendency to use waterproof liner in that area. Don't do it. It's not worth it, and it just can cause problems down the road. So in general, if you want to use your waterproof makeup, go ahead. Some studies have shown, though, that using it excessively can lead to more eye infections and more redness and irritation. So that's just something that you should know. Perhaps start alternating it with a regular mascara or regular liner that you don't need to be as aggressive about removing, and that'll just keep your eyes a little healthier. So if you do use waterproof makeup, just remember to remove it thoroughly. It does take a little bit more work than regular eye makeup, but you want to remove your eye makeup every single night. Don't be lazy. This is important because otherwise you can get prone to infections, inflammation, lash mites, none of the stuff that you want. And then if you need, use artificial tears throughout the day just to re-wet the eyes and make them a little bit healthier. All right, guys, if you are just absolutely in love with your waterproof mascara, or if you've noticed some problems from waterproof liner or mascara, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear about your experiences, or if you love Thrive mascara as much as I do. Man, I wish they'd sponsor me because I love that mascara. It's just ideal for the Hawaii life for sure. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you guys, or if you have other topics for videos that you would like for me to do on eye makeup health, or some question that you have, let me know, drop them in the comments. I read them all. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.